on, everyone? 1 week into our vacation, we're hustling and bustling. You can see my little suitcase behind me. Brandon, what's
back
poppin'?
home? Back home for a day, real fast, you know.
Real quick transition, man.
But the biggest news of all, we got Greg
Look
back.
at that face.
We got Greg back.
Look at that face.
Hey,
What's
I actually
going
just
on,
got.
Greg?
I just got back from my vacation. So
You
we're
were
here.
Where were you?
I went to Greece, man. It was amazing.
Okay.
Where in Greece?
Where in Greece?
Greg just said
we kind of hopped around. Yeah, we hopped around a little bit, but I was really
Nice.
at that. But how are y'all doing? How's vacation going?
It's moving.
Yeah.
That's one word.
It's needed. It's needed from work, won't lie. So
Yeah, I bet.
But makes
We're here,
my
man.
life a little difficult, but we're doing it.
So help us out. We need a question. And you said you had a question.
I thought of one.
So you got a question for us. Let's do it. Let's hear it.
All right, this one will make you think a little bit.
Oh God.
So, well, not much, Brandon. I'm sorry, but
I know we don't. I don't think.
But here's a question. So, if you could time travel, but you could only go either in the past or in the future, which way would you go and why?
Could you go? Are you able to go back to the present, or are you stuck whichever way you go?
No, you can come back.
Okay.
You can come back to the present. Yeah, you can only go in one direction. Which would you go and why?
I'll let Wadid answer this one first, because he looks confused as could be.
I could only move one direction, past, present, or past or future.
Either past or future.
You know, man. And like I could go as far back as I want.
Till the beginning.
I think I mentioned this before. I would love to go like ancient times, bro. I don't know. I would love to just like meet Alexander the Great, those guys.
Yeah.
I would love to see Zeus. Why not? If I'm winning Rome, winning Greece, whatever, you know. Oh, man. And also like it was a different life. Like the Olympics then. Oh my Lord, I want to witness it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no,
but if I had to go
agree.
to the future, I would go to like my son's wedding. Like, I don't know. I'm just assuming.
I mean, hopefully you're there anyway. Like, hopefully you're still.
I got 4 more years left, boss. I got 4 more years left on the tank, and then I'm good. I'm retiring.
You know, like, I feel like I would pick the future because then, like, I won't lie, I would definitely hijack someone's like invention and just come back and be like, boom.
I didn't even think of that.
Like, I would like hover cars. I create those. Like something that's big. Like I feel like. I mean, it's cheating a little bit, but at the same time, like, if that's how it's allowed, if I can't change anything, probably the past, just to experience time before all of this technology.
Brandon would have his own element.
We also forget though. We forget that I'm old as could be, so I've already experienced
most of it.
Yeah.
Oh, so he doesn't need to go back.
I don't need to go back to that anymore.
He could just go through his diary or something, and then he'll be there.
Yeah, that's funny.
What about you, Greg?
I would go to the past. I agree with you, D. Like seeing like the ancient times, things we've always learned about, but like never could experience. Yeah, that'd be so cool.
I really just think it depends if I'm allowed to, if I can change, if I can steal something from the future and bring it back and then create it. If I can't change that, then no, past. But if I can become like that, if I can become the next like trillionaire, then yes, I'm taking advantage of that and gonna do it.
But can't you do that already by going to the past? Like, what if you came out with TikTok before TikTok came out?
Oh, I mean, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? So like, even it just skips that step.
I mean, I would definitely keep Vine forever. Let's be real.
Okay.
There's no need to make it sad.
Yeah.
Selfish son of a gun. Man, that was the good old days. The good old freaking days.
I miss Vine. Oh, well.
Now we got the people going like, ooh, and then ooh, and we're just like,
what was that one more time, please? Because I'm going to put that on TikTok for the world.
That's more than fun. You see that?
Oh, he definitely has a chance.
Last week I showed you how to fight. This week I'm gonna show you how to box. Next week I got to show you how to do something.
Did you show me how to fight, or did you just make up a story about how you could knock a football player out?
Do you see these moves?
Oh, remember, it's simple. It's 1-2. Oh, well, that's a solid question, Greg. I like it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Greg, you know why you're here, man.
Yeah.
Give us some F1 stuff, man. This is
F1 stuff.
Give us an update on the world of F1.
Yeah, so last time I was on is like second race of the season back in, was it February? I believe.
Yeah. It's been a
Was it
minute.
that?
February or early March.
Early March.
Wow.
It was right
And so,
after
yeah.
one of the races. It was like in between Miami and then whatever the race was before.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was going to Monaco.
That's right.
So yeah, I said that like how Ferrari was doing so good and those drivers were doing amazing. Well, recently, honestly, since Monaco, Ferrari has just been tumbling downhill. They've had like several power unit problems. The one of the past races, both drivers didn't even finish because their cars broke down.
So you
Brandon,
jinxed
didn't you say
Ferrari.
that?
I
Didn't you
did.
say that?
I did say at some point Ferrari was starting to fail, but I didn't realize it's to
Yeah.
that extent. I didn't
No,
realize
it's
Greg completely jinxed him.
oh yeah, I might have, but it's not only the Ferrari guys; it's also all of the other teams that are using the Ferrari engine. So, like as I said, some constructors use different engines made by other people. So many of the teams are using Ferrari engines, and they're all failing. So
Okay.
it's a crazy mid-season. Also, you can see that Mercedes is coming back.
Who's
They're
Who's leading it all right now? What driver?
That's what I was getting to.
Okay.
So we
Oh,
have
sorry.
in
Apologies.
no, you're good. You're good. In
He's the host
first
right
is
now, Brandon. Watch it.
in first is Max Verstappen, and he was the champion last year. He won when he was tied in the last race, and then he came back and won. And right behind him in second place right now is his teammate, also for Red Bull. His name is Sergio Perez. He's the guy who won in Monaco. Brandon, I remember you saying that.
I knew a little thing, some stuff.
Yeah. And so yeah, they're actually both very very close to each other in the top right now. And a lot of people are thinking like, are they going to start battling out for the first place, or is the team going to let Max Verstappen have the first place and let Sergio have second? So there's a big like almost kind of rivalry within a team coming up, which we'll probably see in the next few races. Uh, as I said, Mercedes, which was they won the constructor championship last year. They're coming back. They're now sitting in fourth and sixth, which if Ferrari keeps struggling, that's obviously going to change. But some of the surprising standings we have right now is in the midfield. We have one of the Alfa Romeos. I don't know if y'all know what that is. That's an Italian car.
Yeah.
They also make.
Been around.
They have a Formula One team, and in the past, I think 4 years they've been in. They haven't really been too great. They're kind of been at the end of the field. And right now, one of their drivers who drove for Mercedes last year is sitting in eighth place. So that's very impressive on their part. Also, last standing that's very surprising is Kevin Magnussen, who took a year off last year in driving. He came back and he's racing for a team called Haas, which is an American team. It's the only American team in the sport. And last year, just to give you some perspective, Haas was in last and second to last. They had no points in the entire field. But right now, Kevin Magnussen's sitting in 12th out of 20. So
Making moves.
So yeah, for America, man. Yeah.
So
Uh,
how long are we looking at until the end of the season again? Remind me.
It'll end at the end of November, I believe.
End of November.
Honestly,
So it's a
early might
long
be
ways
early
away.
December. It might. It's probably early December because there's 22 races this season, which is one of the most they've ever had. But, I
Okay.
mean,
And how many
bring
races?
in money.
How many races have they gone through so far?
I don't know exactly. I think it's six.
Okay.
6 or 7.
So there's
Since I missed a couple.
So there's a lot of change could happen from here to there. Like there's plenty of races where it could change. Like
I'm sorry. It's actually been like 9 races.
That's okay.
But yeah, it's still early. Like this is start of the mid-season. In a couple races, they take a few weeks off. They call it a summer break, where really just the drivers rest, and a lot of changes in those few weeks. So,
Can I get into this Red Bull beef? Right, that's the top
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah.
This is interesting to me. So like, in my head, I'm thinking basketball. It's like Kevin Durant, Kyrie, right? Like in Boston or Brooklyn right now. Like, what is this like? max contract dollars that they could give each player? Is that not a problem? So like, what's the significance of like who gets first, who gets second?
So yeah, most teams in the sport have like a first and second driver, where the second driver's point is literally to aid the team in the first driver, but team first, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but when it comes into a position where they either have the first driver score better or the team suffers, they do what's called team orders, and they usually order the second driver to either slow down or yield or let the first driver pass, stuff like that. And earlier this season, with Red Bull, we saw team orders happen where they told Sergio Perez, the second driver, to slow down, let Max Verstappen pass so he can win, stuff like that. But recently, we've been seeing Red Bull kind of calm down on those team orders, and they're kind of just letting them both race. And so it's allowed them both to get enough points and standings to be close to each other.
How far are those two from like the third place driver right now?
So I've got the numbers pulled up right now. Max Verstappen first, he has 175 points. Sergio Perez in second has 129 points, which that's one race's difference. First place gets 25 points, so
okay,
one race difference. And then third is Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari, who has 126 points.
Okay,
so it's pretty tight.
So yeah, okay. Because I'm just trying to think. Like if I'm Red Bull's second driver right now, let's just be real. If you're not first, you're their second driver. Like I want to get more points because third is so close to me, but at the same time, like then that's taking away points from the main guy. But also my ego, like personally, is too much where I wouldn't be able to be the second guy.
I would never slow down. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, that's the thing is like these are top 20 best drivers in the world.
Yeah.
Like they're all cocky and they all want to win, basically. So I mean, the second driver, there's a lot of times where you've seen them ignore these team orders, which can start
I would ignore it
rivalry.
every time.
It can start a rivalry.
I think you want me to slow down for Woody?
They could also get their contract in.
But I think at this point, like if you're first or second place and they kick you from the team, like another team could pick you up and you'd be all right, now I'm the main guy and I'm second place still. Or if you get kicked, do you then like lose all your points?
Well, see, that's what happened with the Mercedes driver last year. He basically got kicked, joined another team, and now he's their first driver.
That's what I did.
Within the same season?
This is the season after that. So he was in Mercedes last year.
Okay.
This year, that was the guy that's in Alfa Romeo who's sitting in 8th right now. He went to a low field team, and he's making them good.
But there's no such thing as trades, essentially. Like, give me your second guy for, or something like that.
No, it's not usually trades. It's usually whenever someone's contract, they usually sign like a 3-year contract. Whenever it expires, any team can hire. And so the teams are very competitive on who they hire because they like to keep the same drivers.
Yeah. You personally, who do you think is gonna like if it comes down to Red Bull's two drivers, who do you think takes it in the end? If the standings stay the same throughout the whole season, and Red Bull's 1-2 all the way, do they go for the back-to-back champion, or do you think that they're gonna let their other guy take the dub?
I think they're gonna go back-to-back champion, not only because of the team ordering and stuff and like that. I just think in general, Max Verstappen, he's a better driver.
That was going to be my next question is how much of a better like driver and how much bigger name is he compared to the other driver?
Well, personally, I think he's the best driver on the grid. He's not even my favorite, but he's definitely the best. So.
Okay. So what's the benefit of your first driver winning better than your second? Like, what if like this first driver just sucks this year? And then your second driver is going. Do they switch it like, oh, this is now the second? Or is this all like based off of strategy, no real roles are assigned? You know what I mean?
Well, no, that's a very good point because right now in Mercedes, so in 4th is Mercedes' second driver. And in 6th right now is their first driver, who's also a 7-times world champion, Lewis Hamilton.
That's what I say. Big boy name right there.
Yeah, most people know that name. So when your second driver is 2 places ahead and 20 points ahead of your first driver, what happens? So right now so far we haven't seen Mercedes really do anything in a race to aid one or the other. But if it comes down to it, it would be exciting to see that.
Do you think it's because it's still early on? Like maybe say like October when the season's more towards the end. Like if it's still like very close, neck and neck, that at that point they might make an official ruling or something, or that still keep it close to their vest the whole time just so no one knows.
I don't know. I think for the sake of their contracts, they're probably going to keep it not say anything, but yet behind closed doors, who knows? Just because this sport gets very political, especially late in the season when people get tired, like people complain about anything. And
I mean, if I was a 7-time world champion, someone tried to tell me that I'm the second driver now, I would not listen at all. It's like when you have like the GOAT Jordan, and then people come with this LeBron GOAT talk afterwards. They think.
Yeah.
Do you remember this one time? Wait, no, this is really funny. Like we would watch horses race, and that was good and that was fun. But then like F1 comes around, and we're all sitting here right now talking about F1. Very similar to that kind of conversation. Like Jordan was.
That's it. We're gonna have a whole podcast about horse racing now.
I swear to you,
horse racing.
You don't want that smoke. You don't want that smoke. The amount of analogies I'll throw in there. But Greg, I have a question. Like, what are these incentives like? Because you're talking like, to me, if I'm now looking at a new team to join, or like I'm the first place driver, remind me of his name, for Red
Max
Bull.
Verstappen.
Like, what is my incentive of winning? Like, what's the upside in terms of the contract? Like, is 30 million plus?
Yeah. So I don't know the exact numbers. I can look it up real quick.
Yeah.
I'll look up his contract from last year, and then I'll show you this year's.
Okay.
So in 2021, he signed a new contract last year, and he started getting $55 million a year.
Well, I'll see y'all later. I'm going to learn how to drive F1.
I have a Kia Optima out front. What can I do with that?
Yeah. Can my Nissan compete at all? I will take last place for $5 million.
For $1, honestly. Unfortunately.
Before that, he was getting $26 million a year.
Oh. That's
so
it.
he doubled his money basically.
Cool.
But there's no like incentive in the sense where like football, like if you get 50 touchdowns, you get 2 million plus added to that.
There's not much of like a bonus thing since it's a yearly contract, and it's not like you win this many, you get this much. It's more
do you get bonus if you win it all, like the whole thing?
Yes, you do get money. It's not near as much as their contracts are worth.
Oh, what a shame. They don't
Does the majority go to the team?
So that's what if you get a constructors championship, which is the team, that's where most of their money comes in actually. It's through the sponsorships that they get from that.
Okay. So what's the race that you're looking forward to the most coming up?
Because we've already had the big ones, right? Like we've already had the big boy races.
Most of the popular ones, yes. Actually, this next one is going to be very, very nice. It's in Silverstone in England. It's a very high-speed corner track, I guess you could say. Like it's full throttle through these turns most of the time. It's about 70% full throttle. And since so many of these cars are very fast and they're very close, like Red Bull and Ferrari are both extremely close, I'm honestly very curious to see how they perform.
So, because on this podcast, we're not just curious, we put money on things. Let's do it.
We put money on things. Ooh, three-way bet? Will a three-way bet?
Three-way bet.
We're making bets now.
I mean, it seems like we got the top three. Who we taking? Okay, and I'm not going to be basic, but I think the second place guy is just has enough of this let him win, slow down BS. I think he takes it.
Okay. I think the win?
Takes the win at Silverbrook.
Silverstone.
Silverstone, whatever it is. I have a Silverbrook near me.
Okay.
That's my money.
I'm gonna go with my boy Hamilton, 7-time world champion. I'm gonna throw out Hamilton.
That's a little risky.
Down.
I'll take the risky. I'll take the risk.
I mean,
I'll
his
take the risk.
car isn't the fastest this
It
year.
doesn't listen. He's got time. He's prepping. He's
Okay.
comeback season. Comeback season. Just like
We're
my
only
bet.
9 races in. He could do
Comeback
it.
season. I'm down
It
in
seems
bets
like
right
he
now.
could.
Comeback season.
Okay.
So who's
Oh, Gregory.
Greg's gonna pick whoever's actually gonna
He's
win.
gonna be like
and we're
number
both, yeah.
one, please. I just
I
want this
don't know.
money. These idiots.
Based on the cars,
He
I
knows the
definitely
sport. We
think-
don't. This is a bet.
I'm
Like
just
we.
going off of emotion.
well, here I'll go ahead and explain something, and then you might be able.
No,
you might
I'm
wanna
not
change
changing.
your
I'm
bet.
not
No.
changing.
You're not
There's
changing?
nothing
no,
you could say
no.
that will change my
No.
answer.
Okay.
I said it. It's
well
on the
then,
pod.
I'm just,
I can't change it now. It's been said in stone.
I'm just
We're on the
gonna, okay.
record.
I'm gonna go with Charles Leclerc then in a Ferrari,
What place is he overall?
third right now.
Okay.
Okay. What, $10?
Yeah, $10.
$10.
$10.
All right, go ahead, Woody. Write it down. We fired our interns last week, remember?
Freaking idiots. $10.
So here's I have this when you brought the speed, this made me rethink back to the Monaco because I heard this debate while like the weeks leading up to it that some people don't like Monaco anymore because of like how tight and stuff the track is because when it first started the cars were much smaller and whatnot. Do you think that they should change not necessarily Monaco itself, but do you think that something should change for like that? I guess specifically for Monaco since it's kind of like that's the big race, but yet it's not as interesting now because the cars have become so modified compared to the track.
No, you're exactly right. Actually, this past race at Monaco, there was about half a lap gap between the fifth driver and the fourth driver, just because the fifth driver didn't want to drive fast. He wanted to save his tires. And so, yeah, exactly what you're saying. Nobody could pass him because it's too narrow.
Yeah.
And definitely, I think cars should not be as big as they are right now. It's not just Monaco where that's a problem.
Okay.
It's on several tracks, but at the same time, Monaco, it is pretty narrow.
The most obvious one. Also, before we continue, just so you know, Wadid, he did say I was very right there. Just a reminder for you. For any time you feel like
that
I'm
is
not
very
right.
interesting. Very interesting. My jersey still has yet to come in, and it's been like 3 weeks.
Buddy, you've been gone. It was shipped there. I'm sorry. I guess your father took it and then he burned it because he said I don't want that in my
Forgive
house.
me. I thought I was the one that got the NBA championship right. My bad.
Listen. It's not my fault you left your house. You left your house alone for other people to take your stuff.
Maybe I need to make a trip down and get my dinner.
That's
kinda
true. You
hungry.
should. Wendy's dollar menu is very popular right now.
Oh, you better not take me to no fast food place because I will eat the entire store.
You know
I will
what?
be full and I'll be
I
chugging.
will. You know what? You come to Atlanta, Greg. You come also. I'll treat you both. I'll throw Greg into the dinner just for you, Wadid.
I'm happy with that.
I know you are.
I did all the work. That's why.
Listen, if it means I get to see my boys in person, I'm fine with it.
Oh my gosh. No, we need to make that happen. We'll see. I have to talk to my secretary. My people will talk to your guys' people. We'll figure something
Yeah.
out.
After your vacation.
Yeah,
vacation,
after we
yeah.
finish coming back again,
And
still
again,
a few
and
more
again.
a few more trips before we're done.
Oh my gosh.
But I had another question that I lost track from here that I was correct. So forgive me on that one.
that's so bizarre. How bizarre.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, so I had the question, forgot, but let's grab another question. So if you were to pick right now, given it's very early in the season, and you could be completely wrong and you could change this up in 3 months if you want, who would you have winning it all? You could pick teams winning the constructor trophy as well as what driver you think wins it all if you want to. You can do both, do one or the other, whatever you want.
Well, a few months ago, I already jinxed Ferrari, so
I know you did.
who knows? Who knows? Hopefully I don't. But I would think Red Bull definitely wins the Constructors
Okay.
Championship, and definitely Max Verstappen. I think he's going to come back for a second
back to back.
championship.
Okay. I like it.
But
I hope I'm right at least about my boy Hamilton for this next race, but other than that,
I'll never be upset taking more of your money.
I know you won't because you're broke.
I might take
Anyhow.
both of y'all. So
Yeah, I was waiting for that. From Greg.
This is not good. We should never
Listen,
have put Greg.
It's
in
okay
this.
because I think this is a good point. We've had, with these shorter pods right now, we're gonna talk. Hopefully, when we get back from vacation, both of us are fully back. We're gonna have you back on and talk a little World Cup as well, because we talked in previous pods about what each city in 2026 can bring, since it's the whole U.S., whole Mexico and Canada, and then we talked with you as well about it. So like, I think if you're fine with it, a couple weeks, 3 weeks or so maybe for that pod, if you want to come on as well to talk a little soccer World Cup
Oh
futures.
yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I'm still curious why the World Cup's in November, but
We'll mention that little part
yeah,
first, and
we
then
got to
we could.
discuss that.
Yeah, okay, I'm
Yeah.
down with that. Yeah, it's a solid
Okay.
question there.
Awesome.
All right, so yeah,
All right.
everyone, we will post another short pod next week as well. Wadid and me will be traveling when we have to post the pod, so scenery is gonna be a little different, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's sound quality's just good enough. But otherwise, like, subscribe, follow, do what you gotta do.
Comment.
Yeah. Tell us what else you
Thank
want to hear
Greg.
about. Hopefully
Thank
hopefully
Greg
y'all
for coming.
yeah.
Oh
Hopefully y'all
yeah,
like
of
Greg in
course.
F1. If not, well, too bad because he's coming back again. So it doesn't really matter.
Oh man. Thank you so much, Greg.
Yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate
no
it, Greg.
problem. Can't wait to be back.
Peace.